Hey guys, and welcome back to Sweaty Buddies.
I'm Isa.
I'm Priscilla.
And today we're going to be talking about our most anticipated book of the year.
Finally.
Crescent City.
Finally.
House of Flame and Shadow.
Yeah.
Before we begin, as always, spoiler warning. We do talk about the entire book. So we do not want to spoil this book for you guys, especially this one. So if you have not watched it, please save the video and then come back later because we're going to be getting into all the juicy
Everything.
details. All of them.
Everything.
So today we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to get right into the book.
Yeah.
Let's begin with a few questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, number one.
Our opinions.
Number one, I just want to say, I am officially a Hunt girly. Hunt is now number 3 on my list, maybe next to Cassian. He's fucking up there now. I love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
I am sad to say this. No hate. I was a Rune girly. I'm still a Rune girly, but Hunt's on top of him now.
I thought Rune was number 1.
No, girl. No. Not after this one.
So Hunt is number 1 over all of them?
I think Cassian and Dorian are like tied. Then Hunt. Then Rune.
So Cassian and Dorian are at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I'm still not over the headboard.
Okay. No, yeah. For me, it's like Dorian, and then it's like Cassian and Hunt. I don't know which one to choose. But
Hunt just did it for me in this book, and I'm sad to say that Rune just, I don't know. Like, it's not, I feel like Rune's book was book 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you loved Rune, it's most likely going to be in book 2.
Mm-hmm.
I still liked him in this book, but I feel like it wasn't his time to shine. You get me? I feel like it was more of like Bryce and Hunt's book.
This was Hunt's book.
Yeah.
100%.
So, yeah, we find out a lot about Hunt.
Yeah.
So, it's just, for me, I still love Rune. I'm not going to forget about him. But he did get demoted.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I
No, and honestly, in this book, him and Lydia's relationship was like...
It just didn't do it for me, honestly. It was okay. Like, I wanted more. We'll get into it when we talk about the book. But for me, I don't know. I was expecting something else. I was expecting something more. Bryce and Hunt
pissed me the fuck off.
Yes. But still did it for me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah, but it was frustrating.
We'll get into it, but yeah.
It was frustrating. I feel like the relationship didn't have to have the whole little, like, conflict. We didn't need that.
Especially after the ending in book 2.
Yes.
For, like, them, like, to get finally, like, reunited. And for it to be like that, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this to me?
Mm-hmm.
You're about to break my heart. Yeah. So, let's get into the questions. So, was the book what you were expecting it to be? Truthfully.
I mean, in general, no.
Okay, same.
I was expecting something else at the end. Sarah had the potential to do something else in the end. She could have had everybody come together, or even like the people from Akatar, she could have had them like show up at the end and have them fight. She could have done that. There was the potential to do that. She didn't do it. And it was a little disappointing in that sense.
I have to agree.
Because also I wanted Bryce to stay longer in Prithian. Like, I didn't want her to just be in the tunnels. I wanted her to, like, look or explore Valaris. I wanted her to fucking meet the other High Lords. I wanted Tamlin to show
or
up.
like for her to like actually meet the inner circle.
Yeah.
Like truthfully meet the inner circle.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, they had interactions, but it wasn't really like, we know that Amryn was in the room for like a little bit, but then that's it. We didn't get any more of her. So I'm gonna have to agree with you when I say that it wasn't what I was expecting. But after I finished the book, I was like, okay, we have to come to the conclusion that this is not Akatar 6. So like, I understand this is a Crescent City book. It's gonna focus on the main Crescent City characters, which would be Bryce, Hunt, Rune, Lydia. Like, I understand that. Could we have gotten a little something more? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's SJM's book.
Yeah.
She in my opinion, didn't listen to the fandom when she wrote this. She has a plan in mind. I'm going to trust her. I'm going to trust her with whatever she's now planning. But yeah. I'll let her do her thing.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of people were expecting more in regards to like the ACOTAR universe, the Throne of Glass universe. Yeah. I mean, we did get some confirmations,
yes,
but there were a lot of unanswered questions. It
wasn't what I was expecting it to be, like the reveal. Which
it was still good.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, there was, in my opinion.
Like, she never explained why Hunt looks like Thur.
Yeah. It just so happens to be.
Yeah, we'll, like, get into it. Yeah. Like, he kind of does have a connection to Project Thur. But why does he look identical to Thur?
And then, like, Rune and Reese, there is no, like, I was over here thinking that Reese's sister was, like, alive. She had a kid that was Rune. Because we still didn't even get, like, Rune's mom is just, we never met her because I guess that she's, like, irrelevant to the storyline. Because she was always, like, in the shadows. So I'm like, it's about to be like a big reveal about like who she is. No, it's just like a coincidence that like Reese and Rune are related to each other, which we kind of knew because they look alike.
Yeah.
But that was another thing. There was a lot of theories that flopped. A lot of theories, which I don't know if that's why I've been seeing so many people leave like bad reviews on the book. The book was still good.
Yeah, the book was good.
I gave the book 5 stars.
Me too. Just
yeah. Exactly.
A lot of, for example, the dragon. She's literally on the cover. We got her for like a little bit, and that's it.
This is not a dragon. That literally looks like. I mean, I don't know if maybe. Again, we were reading too much into it.
No, but the whole dragon fire. They repeated it again in this book.
It was like so many Easter eggs, and I'm like. And then we know that today she did like the Today Show, and she posted her interview, and we are gonna get another Crescent City book, but it's not gonna be for some time. So. It kind of makes it seem like the Easter eggs that we were left with are not as important right now. Like, it might contribute to the next book, but as of now, it's just there. I don't know. It was kind of...
Girl, also, like...
Your imagination.
All the obsidian, Ramiel, they literally created the knife and the sword. Like, they created it on Ramiel. And it was... There was no mention of Ramiel other than that.
The Rune Mountains. Like, you're going to tell me that Rune... Like...
The Princess of Hell, that there's 4 other brothers in different universes. That was, like, kind of dropped there. Yeah. And we don't know where they are.
And I was over here thinking, like, at the end, they were, like, all the princes were going to show up and, like, Reese was going to be one of them. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tamlin. Why does Tamlin still collect the tithe? We don't... He's just a dick like that.
I thought over here that we were going to get confirmation of something. But
he's just a dick like that.
Yeah, he...
Also, who the fuck is Ethan? Who is he related to in Throne of Glass? Because...
Or anyone. Because at the end,
ice?
with the ice powers, but you can't just throw that there. Because the only one that we know that has, or that had, or, you know, mention of ice powers is Dorian.
Dorian, yeah. And
there's... Like, I'm sorry, but you're just going to add that there and we're not going to get an explanation? Like, it was, I don't know.
And then the only 2 wolves is, like, Fenris and his brother.
Yeah. Which his brother.
Yeah. Which his brother does look like Ethan, but I don't know. He's something else.
Yeah.
We don't get an explanation for it. Know.
So if you guys have any, like, theory of what he is, why he has ice powers, is it just, like, a coincidence, or... Is there something else that we didn't catch on to? Please comment down below because I'm dying to know.
And also Therion.
Yeah.
He was left like, his wife left him. And then his wife left him. And then, you know, he like meets up with Ariadne in the end. And then what? What else? What? It was just a lot of unanswered questions.
Like the next Crescent City book is like 4th in line. So that sounds like I'll be like 30 by the time I get that shit.
Yeah. Probably.
I'll be with children. I'll be with child at that time.
Yeah.
I won't even have time to read this shit. No, I will. I'll make time. But
I might not have kids yet, but it was a lot of unanswered questions. I thought that we were gonna have more answers. That's it.
Yeah.
But I still love the book. Every single chapter, I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. Next thing that everyone, or most, let me not say everyone, most people thought was going to happen. Were you sad that Aelin didn't show up?
It's not like I was disappointed. Because I already came to a conclusion that, like, okay, she might not show up.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed that, like, the rest of them, like, the rest of the inner circle didn't show up and, like, help them fight.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I agree. When I was reading this book, so much stuff was going on that I wasn't even worried about Aelin showing up. I'm like, if she shows up, whatever. Like, okay, she shows up. Like, it's like another theory that we were like, okay. But if she didn't, the book was still good. Like, I wasn't even thinking about her showing up the whole time. Like, there was so much stuff going on that you were like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, we were gasping every chapter. Every chapter, something was going on.
Every chapter.
So,
and mind you, we read this together.
Yeah.
We read it literally, like, face to face.
Yes.
Every single fucking chapter.
Every single chapter, we were discussing.
Yeah, we will wait for each other, and we'll be like, did you finish it? Did you finish the chapter?
We were literally gasping at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, bitch. Like,
yeah.
But, and I feel like that's why I've seen so many bad reviews of this book. And I feel like you can't rate a book based on something you thought was going to happen. You get me? Like, okay, like, you thought that was going to happen. It didn't. Okay, now look at the book as a whole based on what you did read. The book was good.
Oh my god, no, it was amazing.
The book was fucking good. And you know what? Opinions are subjective. These are our own opinions, as always. As always. So if you want to give this book 1 star, go ahead and give it 1 star. But I'm not going to sit here and say I gave the book 1 star because I didn't.
Hell no.
No.
This is still better than the majority of books that I've read.
Yeah.
Not once did I look at the fucking page number to see if I was done.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
You know how many times I did that with Iron Flame?
No tea. No tea.
It's just...
And we talked about it in our Iron Flame video. And let's not get, like, out of track, but I was bored in some...
Just a little bit.
In some parts.
In some parts, yeah.
It was a rough read. And some of y'all gave it 5 stars. So if I want to give this book 5 stars, I'm going to give it 6 stars. Yeah. And look, my own opinion. Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to be mean or anything, you know? Another thing. Okay, so we read the bonus scene that was Ember and Randall.
Yeah.
The bonus scene. After Silver Flames and the bonus scene of Crescent City 3, how do you feel about Reese?
I don't know what the fuck he got going on. But I'm not liking him.
Yeah.
The more time goes by, the less I like Reese. Like, okay, I understand he's a father now. You know, he needs to protect his baby. He needs to protect his family.
And Feyre,
but, like,
you know, whatever.
Feyre doesn't even show up when they're like, she's High Lady, and you're telling me she doesn't show up to the interrogation of this bitch?
And I feel like she was, like, such, like a bad bitch. Like, I feel like even if Nesta had a kid, like, Nesta would still be like...
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't know. I feel like... And I've seen a lot of people say that, like, they kind of turns Feyre into, like, a housewife.
Kind of.
She's just, like, there.
She's like retired.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. And Reese, I don't know what stick you have up your ass, but someone needs to pull it out. Someone needs to pull it out because there was no need. I don't know what you think of life. Like, listen, you're High Lord. You're not High King. So sit the fuck down. Because you're getting a little rude and it's pissing me off.
No, he keeps threatening Nesta.
Yes, bro. Like, bitch, did you not forget what happened at the end of Silver Flames?
No.
She saved your child.
And Cassian was
and
just
your
there
life,
like...
too, because you were going to be fucking dead in a second. I'm sorry. Like, what?
And Cassian needs to stand up for his woman.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Cassian, stand the fuck up.
Why are you just standing there like...
Cassian was like, the tea. She was like, don't get me into this.
Like, no, that's your mate.
Yeah.
Fucking stand up. Stand up, Cassian.
But yeah, Reese. Listen, when I read Mist and Fury, that man was up there. Up there. I was like, I need to find me a Reese in my life. You know what? I'm okay. Reese can stay out of my life. I don't need a man like Reese.
No, he's showing a little toxicity.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We still love him. I'm not gonna forget because I told you, I'm like, he went through a lot under the mountain, like mama, you know, like he sacrificed a lot to save Valaris and for no one to find out about it. So I understand why he's a little protective, but he needs to chill a little bit. Bring it down a few notches.
Yeah, but where Pharaoh put him in his fucking place.
They were like, it took Pharaoh, like, what did they say? Like a 20-minute conversation for him to, like why? I don't understand. He needs to chill. He needs to chill.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Then, Easter egg in the bonus chapter of Nesta, Bryce, and Azriel.
Oh my god.
Bryce asked Azriel, do you have a mate?
And he's like, no.
No. She was like, why?
She's like, aren't you curious?
Like, you don't have like someone special? He's like, no.
But she's like, aren't you curious? And he's like, yeah.
And Nessa was like,
yeah.
Like, we're all curious.
Mm-hmm.
We're all waiting. Who is your mate?
We'll find out.
I am team Gwen.
Yeah, me too.
Elaine could stay with Lucy.
Yeah.
That's her mate.
Unless Lucy has some fucking villain origin story and turns into a villain.
Oh God, no.
Book.
Like he lost his eye. The story is not what we heard. How'd you lose that eye? Tell me.
But didn't Lucy? I thought he used to have a mate or like somebody that he loved.
He had a love interest.
Yeah, and
she died.
They killed her in front of him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's see.
I guess that wasn't his mate.
No, that was not. Clearly. We know that it's Flower Bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I guess we'll find it out. We'll find out.
Now, another thing. Another little Nesta. Do you think that in the next ACOTAR book, she's either going to have a baby, she's going to be pregnant, or she's going to have a baby at the end of the next book? What do you think? Do you think she's going to have a baby? Based on the little snippets that we got in this book?
I think she might get pregnant.
I think that she's scared of being a mom.
But it's like foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be a mother.
When she had the mask on and Azriel was like talking to her and like they were like, oh, Cassian's at home, like he's waiting for you, like Feyre and Elaine are like waiting for you. When he said like Nyx is waiting for you, like that's when she was like oh fuck, and she took the mask off at the mention of Nyx. Like I don't know. And then the conversation that she had with Bryce's mom, I don't know, like I feel like she wants to be a mom, but she's worried based on her own relationship and her past that she had with her mom.
Yeah, she's worried that she'll be a bad mom. Like she like what Bryce says, that she's like, no mom is perfect, but she wants to be a perfect mom. Because she doesn't want her kids to experience what she went through.
Makes me like sad.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I'm kind of
Nesta's story.
In this book, she was so good. Like I missed her. I loved it.
Yeah. And Azriel?
Listen,
Azriel went up a notch.
I didn't know that y'all had that type of relationship. I kind of like me some Shadow Daddy.
I liked him a lot, this book. A lot.
He never talked. So it was like, that motherfucker, he would like open up his mouth and we were like, okay. You know, like, it was like every now and then.
No,
but this book,
this is the most talking he's ever done. I don't know what Bryce did to him, but Bryce would just take the fucking anger out of that motherfucker.
He was angry. He was smirking.
He was like, give me your hand.
He was like laughing a little bit. I'm like, I see that smile. When Bryce was like, I think I saw like a little smile. I'm like,
yeah. I liked him a lot.
I've never seen his smile before.
I'm excited.
But yeah. To come. Maybe you know what? Maybe he'll take someone's place.
We'll see.
Maybe no. Honestly, out of all the bad boys, Cassian's my favorite. But who knows?
who knows? When we get Azrael's book, I don't think he's gonna surpass Cassian, but Reese, maybe.
Reese, watch out. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Watch out.
Maybe a little bit.
The last thing. What do you think is next? I know we got kind of confirmation that there is going to be another Crescent City book. Therion?
Oh my god.
I mean, it would make sense. The next house, or the only house left, is House of Many Waters. So it would kind of make sense that it would be his book.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I felt like a chapter kind of got closed at the end of this book. So
Hunt and Bryce's story is done for sure.
Done.
The rest of the characters, like Ethan and Perry, this fucking wolf bitch, Therion and his wife and Ariadne.
Yeah. So do you feel like it would kind of be like the first 3 books of ACOTAR, that they were like Feyre's story, and then we got Silver Flames and it was Nessa's story, but Feyre was still in it?
Mm-hmm.
You think it'll kind of be like that? You think we're still gonna get Bryce and Hunt?
I think they'll still be around, but it won't be their story.
It won't be their story.
It'll be the rest of the characters.
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like
same with Rune and Lydia. Their story's
done.
Yeah.
Especially the bonus.
Yeah.
The bonus
that
chapter.
they got married.
That they got married.
That's cute as fuck.
And Rune got them children, which we'll discuss. Like a little Rune. I was like, Rune turned to a daddy real quick. Yeah. Literally a daddy.
Literally.
He's like, I am a father.
He's a father now.
Yeah.
They should have their own kids now.
Yeah. Little flame babies.
Oh my gosh.
But
yeah, their story 100% is closed. It's closed. But we just need the other characters.
Because there was unanswered questions. I'm sorry.
There was a lot.
I'm sorry.
A lot.
Like, when I finish this book, I'm like, there has to be another one, because there's no way. There's no way. And like, I could wait for it, but I need it. I need my answers. So
yeah, we're not gonna get any
we're not
answers.
gonna get them for a while, because I know she has plans. The next book coming out is ACOTAR 6.
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed already. Which I thought we were gonna get. But in the interview today, she said
that she's still writing it.
A year to a year and a half that we're gonna start getting books. So we're not getting books now every year, or 2 books a year. She a mom now.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah. So, and I know that ACOTAR usually comes out in the summer. I think we're getting it next summer.
Probably.
From the sound of it.
Probably. It's not going to be this year.
So, listen. Stack up your TBR with other books that are not SJM. Don't keep your hopes up for ACOTAR as of now.
Yeah, no. That's out of my mind for now.
Which we haven't gotten an ACOTAR book in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little sad. But I understand.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Well, are you ready to jump in?
Let's get into it. You have any other questions?
No, I guess.
Right? We discussed everything.
As we go along.
Yeah. Comment down below what you guys think, your own answers to these questions.
Yeah.
If you guys like the book, if you guys didn't like the book, we still want to know.
Yeah.
I wanna understand where your mind is right now after reading this.
Yeah. Okay. So we start the book off, and it's Lydia's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she's looking at the Asteri, and she's like, these motherfuckers.
Yes.
She wants to kill them. She gets taken down to the dungeon, and she sees Rune, and she's still trying to communicate with him. She's like, night. And this motherfucker's like, who's speaking? I don't hear anything. He's like, I'm asleep.
Tied up.
I'm asleep.
Tied up. It's literally him. It's Rune, Hunt, and Baxian tied up. Baxian knocked out.
Girl, Lydia, she couldn't experience the lip ring because they ripped out the lip ring.
And the eyebrow one. And the eyebrow one. Pops was like, bitch.
He's like, I'll make you less fine.
And they cut off Hunt's wings.
And Baxian's. Yeah. They've been cutting them off.
Yeah.
They just keep cutting them off. But yeah, that's the beginning. That's the prologue. And then we jumps right into Bryce.
Yeah.
And Prythian. So she's getting interrogated by Rhys, Amren, and Azrael. Mm-hmm. And then, eventually Nesta shows up. But at first, like, she's showing them, like, what they got. and then like they give her the little pill so she could take, so she could learn the language. And then her horn starts glowing, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" Amren's like, "What is that?" And then they're like, "Conesta," and she's like, "This bitch is made. Something about her is made." And she's like, "The fuck is made? What does that mean?"
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. And then again, where's Feyre?
Feyre, home.
The high lady isn't there. The high lady isn't there.
With the child. She's probably like fucking baking cookies with Elaine or some shit.
Probably.
Let's be honest.
Azrael just wants to go back to Elaine. Damn. And he's like, I gotta be with this bitch.
I know. That's another thing that I was like, there's a whole book like when Azrael and like Nesta were with her. I'm like, Cassian really like is not worried about you.
I know. He's just like, she's with Az.
And like, Azrael, you're not worried? Like, your girl a little suicidal.
Yeah. She got a little better, but you know.
Yeah. Because, you know,
Lucy could come up any moment and snatch her away.
Snatch her away real quick. That time that you were in the caves.
That's the thing about
Lucy
Elaine.
Been, like, spitting game.
That's the thing about Elaine and Azrael. It feels too easy.
Yeah, it does.
Elaine and Lucy have a challenge to overcome. You know, he already wants her.
Because she does not want anything to do with him.
That's the thing.
But I need Lucy to try. Like, when he, like, leaves, I'm like, motherfucker, like, stay here and fight, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fight for her. Like, is that not your mate? What kind of bullshit is that? You're like, okay.
Because he wants to give her space, girl.
No, bitch, ain't no space.
Even Farrah's like, give her fucking space. You gonna leave her alone.
No, but then Feyre was also kind of like, oh, like, why don't you give him a chance?
Yeah.
Like, when he brought the gifts for Mr. Solstice. You know?
That was so sad.
What is he though?
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, I know. She was like, she like leaves.
She's like, thanks.
And then she like goes outside.
She's like, Azrael? But yeah. Okay, and then the following chapter, we have Ethan, Flynn, Declan, Mark, Declan's boyfriend, and they're with Sigrid, which is the Fenris heir, and three little sprites. Her. Yeah, they named.
Yeah, I know. That's what they named her.
They named her Sigrid, and Sigrid is like a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I thought that she was gonna be like this, like she's so weak. They describe her like as weak, like super skinny, like that she doesn't really talk, but girl got a mouth on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and her and Ethan are like clashing, like two alphas going at. I was like, Ethan's a fucking alpha, bro. Yeah. Even at one point, she's like,
yeah, 100%.
She steps back.
And like when I finished Crescent City 2, I was like, nah, that's like gonna be his love interest.
But anyways,
180.
Ethan is like discussing with Flynn because he's like, we need to save Therion. Yeah. Like, he's our boy, and he's in there fucking suffering. And Flynn is like, he chose to do that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, they decide that they need the depth charge. What the fuck is it called? The ship, the submarine, whatever. They need that, and Ethan's like, Therion could get us on it. So then Flynn's like, shit, you're right. Like, okay, we need to save him. So they run into Sabine. And Sabina's like, bitch, you thought you could hide from me?
I know what's been going on. I know who that is. I was like,
oh, she goes to attack Sigrid. Oh my god, they shoot her in the fucking face.
I know. And I was like, that's it.
I thought she was dead.
I know she's dead. No.
She's not dead.
No, she lived. I was like, bitch, how?
And then the Viper Queen shows up and she's like, follow me.
Yeah.
Well, they blew up her face.
Yeah.
I don't know how she survived that, but she did. She survived it. Okay, and then we get Therion's point of view. Therion has been under the Viper Queen. He's been fighting alongside the dragon, Ariadne.
And they have to use like the sexy clothes.
Yeah, they need to, you know, come on now. They need to be looking good.
It's like Magic Mike.
She helps him like tend to his wounds, and I'm already like, what's going on
between you guys?
Water and fire? Okay. But they have to fight. The Viper Queen again tells Therion like, drink from me. And, you know, he's high as fuck.
Yeah, I know, with the venom.
Yeah, he's high as fuck.
I'm loving this shit.
And then she brings, you know, eventually she brings Ethan and the gang, and Ethan's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, they like notice like right away. They're like, yeah, what the fuck have you been taking?
And Therion's like, am I like that high right now? Am I hallucinating? But no,
no,
they're there.
High as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so then we cut back to Bryce, And she's been in that fucking cell for I don't know how long. Wherever the fuck she is.
It's been like 2 days.
Yeah. So, turns out that the pill that they give her contained magic. So she's like, I'm gonna use this magic to fucking teleport. Yeah. So she opens the grate that's like on the floor, and she sees like monsters. I don't remember what they called them, but it's, you know, the little like monsters that are down there. And she's like, what the fuck? So she teleports down there. Bitch, they part for her. I was like, what? They
were
fucking
scared. It's because they felt her power.
Yeah, the light, girl, the light. And then nothing. She goes. Eventually, she runs into Nesta. And Nesta's like, where the fuck you think you're going? And she's like, you didn't think that
like
we knew?
As soon as you got out of there, we already knew. They already sent my ass to go get you.
Yeah. So then they start kind of fighting. Shadows get thrown at her. And I was already like, Nesta don't got no shadows.
Yeah. I was like,
Nesta don't got no shower. But whatever. There's like a cave-in. There's a cave-in.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, we need to go that way. Either way. So they start following Bryce's star. Oh my god, bitch. Fucking crazy. Then the Midgar worm showed up.
Oh my god. The appearance of the year. Because we haven't seen that shit since like the first
book.
The first one.
The Midgar worm.
I was like, when I saw that shit, I was like, when she said
cameo.
The size of 2 buses with teeth, I was like, wait, there's no fucking way.
Yeah. The Midgar worm. And Nesta's like, that's the worm. She's like, I've been seeing it in Pharaoh's paintings, but it don't look like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Pharaoh painting? She's probably painting
chicken scratch.
She's a little tiny worm with like little teeth.
That's
and
it.
She's like, that don't look.
And Reese is like, babe, amazing.
He's like, wow.
Favorite dark, amazing. Amazing. Out of this world painting.
Ooh, favorite darling. You're an artist, baby. Artist.
You did that. That's exactly what the worm looks like.
You should publish. You should sell that.
It's not worm. It's worm.
Worm.
With a Y.
With a Y. Yeah, Bryce called it a worm.
Yeah.
Should have been like, it's not a worm. It's a
worm.
Worm.
Midgar worm.
But the Midgar worm shows up. And, you know, it turns out Azrael was there all along. Because motherfucker shows up. I mean, we kind of knew that.
We knew.
Yeah, we kind of knew that.
What are these shadows? And this is like, I don't know. It must be the cave.
She's like, I don't fucking know what those shadows were.
Fuck. We ain't stupid.
And Sarah knows what the fuck she's doing. What was the whole connection between Azrael and Bryce? His little wings twitch. And
him,
the
little hands.
He kept holding her fucking hand. He kept helping her up.
That they were feeling connected.
I was like...
And I was over here thinking that we were going to get... I know you girlies thought that Bryce and Azrael were mates.
No.
We didn't think so. I thought that Azrael was Starborn. No confirmation either. No confirmation. Because I thought, well, we end up finding out in the book. There's a part where they said that the blades,
truth teller,
and the Star Sword were like they're connected, and the reason why they feel like Azrael and Bryce were feeling like that push is because of the swords. And I thought that they were gonna fucking say that Azrael was like Starborn or like some shit. No. Nothing was answered.
The only thing we know for sure is that he's Avalon.
Yeah.
Truth Teller is from Avalon. And we know that the Avalon Fae come from Jonah Glass. That's all we know. There was no real confirmation there.
Starborn? We don't know.
Yeah. So then Bryce slips, and this is another moment. Sarah, you know what you're doing. She's like, I need to throw in like just so people could have a peek at what romance with Azrael would be, and I liked him.
I'm telling you. I kept on. I was like, oh, Azrael.
He was fucking doing it for me.
Doing it.
I wanted more Azrael in this book.
Fuck. Yeah,
I wanted more. Yeah. But anyways, so she trips and she cuts her hands, and Azrael's like, "Be careful." Bryce is a better woman than I am, because I would be like,
Who?
Mate?
He's getting tortured right now. Like, he don't need.
I have a mate. What? When Nessa's like,
what? Who is this? Who is this on this picture? That's my brother. That's my brother. I don't know who that is. I got amnesia when I came through the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody. So these scarred hands.
Shit. They can touch me all they want.
They touch me all they want. You can help me, baby. All you want.
Apparently, Azrael don't give a fuck about mates. So
Azrael has a whole fucking mess.
I would have been like, it's okay.
It's okay, baby.
It's okay.
It's okay. So she cuts her hands, and then the whole time they're like, "Why aren't you healing?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "Your knee's healed, but your pump's." And she's like, "I don't know. Weird, bitch." She was leading the fucking worm. To them. She kept
on fucking picking the scab.
Yes,
motherfucker.
Yes. Yeah. So she ends up running.
Mm-hmm.
The worm comes and she runs, and then she leaves Nesta and Azrael. But then she hears like silence. Yeah. And she's like.
And then this is the part where we got a little snippet. She like posted this like. That's the one that she posted on her Instagram. Yeah. That it was like, she went back to see if there was anything left. Yeah. And I was over here thinking like Cassian, like, no, where's Cassian? No, Cassian was not even in it. Mm-hmm. He was not even in the chapter. But she ends up going back. And Nesta's just like, no, but then she fucking sees her like just.
Yeah, but she's like, bitch. Nesta was like, I got you. I'm up, and you're gonna be bait now. Yeah.
She was like, you thought. Yeah. The whole time we were using you. Yeah. So then, the worm eventually shows up, bitch. Nesta pulls out the mask. Bro, when she pulled that out, I was like, what? I'm like, it's about to go down. Badass. Because I knew.
Badass. And then Azrael's like holding Bryce back. Yeah. And then, bro, when they said that she sees Nesta point. She fucking pointed at the worm. And the worm died. But then she's like, I don't want to take this shit off. And that's when Azrael was like, think of Cassian, Feyre, Elaine,
like they're waiting for you,
Nyx. Yeah. And then she takes it off. Yeah, she takes it off. Okay, then we cut back to Lydia. Lydia shows up in the Viper Queen.
Oh my god,
everybody's like, get your guns out. Get your guns out.
They're like,
but she tells him the truth. She's like, I'm Daybright. Yeah. She's like, I'm Agent Day. Yeah. And then she's like, I want to rescue Rune, but I need your help. And she's like, especially Declan. Like, he needs to shut off the fucking cameras. So then they're kind of like, but she's like, the only mission y'all got for now is get the fuck out of the Viper Queen's den. Get out. And then when you get my signal, then we act. Yeah.
And what did she tell him, like 3 days?
I think 2. I think it was 2.
She told him like soon.
Yeah. But she's like, but you guys need to get out. Yeah.
So you guys need to be ready. Because when I tell you.
Fuck.
And I'm like, okay, so they're getting out.
So, Lydia's in her room. And Pollux is in the shower. Oh. And Pollux walks out naked. With his heavy cock. It's just swinging around. And I'm like, I didn't need to know that motherfucker had a heavy cock.
Yeah, I know. Especially him, bro.
Especially him. He couldn't have...
He couldn't like a itty bitty.
Yeah.
Since he's like a fucking bitch.
A little... She could have mentioned that like his balls were bigger than his dick. Yeah. But no, this motherfucker got a heavy cock apparently. Yeah. And he's like, and she's like, I'm bleeding. Like,
which that already, I was like, I was telling you, I'm like, there's something up with that shit. Like, I don't know why this bitch is all concerned about her period and that she had to take basically a plan B. I was like, they got plan B.
And apparently he don't like fucking when she bloodied on there. Yeah, no. So he's like, I'll find someone else.
Yeah. She was like, he could torture someone else.
Find someone else to fuck. But then I think that's the scene that he leaves and she immediately goes into the bathroom and she calls Ophion. She calls the rebels and she's like, I need y'all help. Yeah. And then click. That's it. She destroys the thing. So, oh my god. Girl.
Didn't she have the phone like in a fucking tampon?
Yes, because Pollux ain't gonna check that.
She says like he's not, I don't know what this man got against blood.
Periods?
And like bloody vaginas. But he was like, I ain't, not even the tampon. You need a tampon, get it yourself. I'm not even gonna touch that shit. God damn. Like.
No. Honestly, a man that's not afraid of some blood, that's a fucking man. If you're not afraid of a period, you're a fucking man. If you're like about a period, grow the fuck up.
It's
but anyways, let's get back to it before we deviate again.
Weird ass conversation
again. But girl, Lydia finally gets through to Rune.
No,
and she's like, "I'm gonna get you out." Yeah, and he's like, "You're dead to me."
It's just because it's hitting. It's hitting right now.
Oh my god, you're crying already?
It's hitting. It's like, why? I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just that after book 2, and she
I know,
has been trying to reach out to him, and she's like, night, and like when you find out that he has been listening to her the whole time, he's just been ignoring her.
No, and then whenever she's like in the torture chamber, and like she lets her mask drop, and then like he says that like he just sees like anguish basically in her expression.
And she says that he just looks at her with fucking anger and disgust.
Rune frustrated me. He frustrated me because like she's obviously part of the rebellion. Like what are you mad about? What are you mad about? She's trying to help you. Oh, and let's not forget that they eventually talk about the whole scene in the second book that he's like, "Were you gonna come?" And she's like, "I was there, motherfucker."
I know, but then we only got like 2. It was only like two. I was like, we're finally gonna get the story, and then it was only like 2 sentences.
She's like, that the heartbeat got there first.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all we got.
That was it. Then it started getting low.
And when Flynn was like, "Please don't fuck next to us."
Oh yeah, and Bryce was like, "Ugh." He already knew. He was like,
that was funny. That was funny.
It was.
But okay, then we cut back to Bryce. Bryce, as and Nesta are kind of stuck because they need to get across. And she tells Azriel, "Oh, like, you need to kind of charge me up and I could get us across."
And he's like, "You thought I'm not doing that. Like, are you crazy?"
No, but
yeah,
they do it.
Yeah, they do it. But at first, he was hesitant. Yeah. He was like, how do we know you're not gonna run again?
No, and she says that his power feels even stronger than Hunt's. What the fuck?
Bastard who?
What the fuck? Well, we know now that, you know, the Asteri were dimming everybody's powers.
Yeah.
So I don't know the full extent of Hunt's, but obviously at the end, like, we get like a little thing that it's like, there were lightning storms and shit like that. But
well, we know who his dads are, so we know he's powerful.
Yes. That's
plural. Plural. We got multiple daddies.
But they get across and they find a chamber and it's warded. And Azrael's like holding her hand. This one he's holding her hand. He's like, "You're not going anywhere, bitch." And he's like, "Look behind you." And he's like, "Huh?" And that's when she that's when she slips by.
He's stupid. Like, does he not? We know that since he's a shadow singer, he got the little voice.
I know, but she's like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And he's like, "Huh?" Yeah.
What an idiot, bro.
He's like, "What?" And, nah, she went inside.
Yeah.
And Nesta's just there like,
she's over it.
But that's where they find the 8-pointed star. Bitch, and Celine appears. And Azriel goes like, that looks like Reese's sister.
And I was like, oh, bitch, it's about to go down. Yeah, no, my theory incorrect again.
Yeah.
She just so happens to look like Reese's sister. That was it. Coincidence once again.
History lesson time.
Yeah.
She starts giving them a whole fucking history lesson.
Oh, yeah.
That they were under the rule of the Daglin. That we now know is the same thing as the Asteri. They were under the specific Asteri/Daglin.
Yeah.
Until they made the swords Gwydion and Truth-Teller in the cauldron on top of Ramiel. Never got the explanation as to why on Ramiel, but on top of Ramiel. Yeah. We know Ramiel's important. So they slayed. Well, apparently, they slayed them with the sword, and then Thea and Fionn were ruling Prithian. Thea betrays Fionn. She takes him to a bog. That sounds very familiar to what where Nesta fought and found the mask in Silver Flames. But they take him to the bog, and then it's described that a dark-haired, pale creature, similar to the one that Nesta fights, that also has, like, scaled hands, I believe.
Scaled hands.
Kills him. He gets dragged into the bog, and then out comes the sword, Gwydion, and Truth-Teller. And, you know, Thea takes it. She takes it. So, Thea has $2.
Which we end up finding out that Celine was the daughter that was like missing. The unknown daughter. That was her.
Because we all knew about Elena.
Yeah.
So then she has Helena and she has Celine. And she gets greedy as fuck, like every fucking ruler, and she's like, I don't want my daughters to just rule Prithian. I want them to rule other worlds. I want them each to have their own world. So she tells her people what she wants to do, and everybody's like, no. The only people that are willing to help her is the Autumn Court, the fire wielders.
Now makes sense as to why Bryce's dad looks the way he does, and that he was so similar to the Autumn Court,
those in the Autumn Court
in Prithian.
Yeah.
And why her dad is called the Autumn King.
Yes. So they open the portal, because obviously they have the horn at this point and everything. They open the portal, and then standing in the portal is Rigulus. So he's like,
He's everywhere. He's everywhere in this damn book.
He's like, I got a world, you know, it's called Midgard. Come on over. Yeah, while they're over there, he's trying to fucking conquer Prithian.
Yeah.
He's like, now that they're, you know, distracted, I'm gonna go back to Prithian. So it's confirmed that Midgard is a mix of Throne of Glass and Akatar. Because we know that Thea from Prithian came to Midgard, and then other Fae, shape-shifting Fae, came to Midgard as well through another portal.
Which
I don't fucking know how, but
the way they're described is very, very similar to the Fae in Throne of Glass.
That's them.
She says that they, what did she call them? She said that they were like more like radiant, like the Fae there,
and they had elemental magic.
Yeah,
bitch, what you see, bro? Ethan,
I'm telling you,
all elemental magic comes from Throne of Glass.
So who is he related to?
Not just that, Therion?
Yeah.
The Mer people?
Yeah.
Don't know. Another unanswered question. What the fuck is Therion too? Like,
I guess it's kind of like, we know that now that there's a mix. Okay, so we know that they're related to Throne of Glass. That's basically all we get. She's like, here.
Yeah.
That's your confirmation.
Yeah. Oh, Yes. So, obviously we know that Pelias eventually turns bad. And then Rigulus is working with Pelias, because Pelias wants to be a fucking Asteria, apparently. And then that's when Thea opens a portal to hell. And that's when she meets Adis. And that's where it all begins, between Thea and Adis.
And their little romance.
Oh, and we forgot to mention, Thea was killing all the fucking humans in Midgard.
And the whole time, when like Bryce... Nesta, you know that Azrael's usually quiet. But Bryce and Nesta were like this fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
Both of them, they were like,
it would be like one like what the fuck, like bitch, this stupid girl, like bro.
Yes.
I was like, damn.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. I was like, I agree. I agree.
So then it's explained that the Asteri have poisoned the waters with a parasite that takes their power, which eventually leads to them trying to find a cure, an antidote, blah, blah. So they infected them, and then that's why if you don't make the drop...
You basically die. The drop is all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. It's not that... It's not about the immortality. It's basically that if you don't do it, the parasite itself
is going to kill you.
So you have to, so they can steal your fucking power.
Exactly. So then that's explained, and... Thea ends up giving the horn and the harp to her daughters. And then she takes the Star Sword. Thea takes the Star Sword. And she starts fighting Pelias. Pelias ends up killing her. He, I think, decapitates her.
Oh, we know that. She splits the powers into 3.
We find that out later on. Yeah. But it's shown that Pelias decapitates her. Helena and Selene end up opening a portal. Yeah. But Helena ends up pushing Selene through the portal to Prithian. And shuts it. So Helena, eventually Pelias forces her to, you know, make babies with her.
Because his plan was to have kids with both of them.
Yeah, that's fucking nasty.
He was going to have kids with Helena and Selene.
Yeah.
But then I guess since Selene got basically pushed into what we now know, Prithian, you know, there was only one baby maker left.
Yeah. So then Pelias makes children with Helena, and then somewhere down the line, it kind of mixed with people from the Autumn Court, and that's how like the Autumn King came to be, and Bryce and Rune and all these people.
And that's why Rune looks like Reese.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation. There was no crazy mom sister theory.
Yeah.
It was just that somewhere along the line they just so happened to look alike.
Yeah.
So
back in Prithian, Celine starts hunting all these Daglin monsters.
Demons.
Yeah.
One by
to
one.
turn her home
Yeah.
into the prison.
So
it's confirmed.
Yeah, that the Dust Court is the
It's
prison. And now we know, since in the Akatar series, they basically say that they have no idea how all of these creatures and demons ended up in the prison. We now know that she's the one that put them all in there. That was the confirmation we got.
Yeah. That's the confirmation.
Yeah.
Theory confirmed. So then, all of that, Celine goes away after the history lesson. And...
and Bryce and Nesta are pissed.
No, but Nesta's like, you got the horn in your back. And Bryce is like, fuck. So they start fighting. And Bryce takes Celine's power. She takes her third of the power. And basically she just starts like, the cave starts caving in.
Yeah.
And I think they get dropped into a lower level, right? And that's where they find like a coffin. Yeah, and they find...
And it was like what? Like it was like clear, right?
Yeah, crystal or something. They find the Asteri.
The missing one.
Vesperus.
The one they thought.
That they thought they slayed.
Yeah.
They find him there. And then... This part, I was like, Bryce, come on, bro. She starts like, I'll let you out if you answer questions. Yeah. And I was like...
And then she's like, what? Okay. She fucking lets her out.
Yeah. Like, and Nesta and Azriel are just like...
No, Nesta was about to fucking kill her.
Yeah.
She was like, don't you dare. And then she's like... They just hear the fucking lock open. I'm like...
Girl, but she goes like... Shoo! And she takes the Star Sword from Azriel. And then the Asteri looks at Azriel and she's like... You don't know how to use the truth teller, do you? What the fuck does that mean? Does she mean that they're supposed to put it together?
I don't know if it's... Well, this is kind of like a little bit ahead than where we are right now. But we do know that Bryce ends up putting them together and it basically didn't do fucking shit. Yeah,
and then Azriel like shoots at her and she takes Azriel's power.
Yeah.
But then Nesta ends up fucking... decapitating her by Ataraxis. Oh my god. Nesta again coming through. But then... Girl, Bryce takes truth teller.
She does the same thing that she did.
Same
like,
thing.
And that shit fucking
opens the portal and fucking leaves to Midgard again.
It. That's all we get.
Yeah.
And I was like,
who does she fall in front of? Her daddy.
Her dad.
The Autumn King.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was another thing. Should we talk about it now or should we talk about it in a little bit? Where like I thought my dumbass I thought
too
that he was gonna help them at the end. Spoiler, he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
He didn't, yeah.
Motherfucker's actually a bitch.
Yeah. Big bitch.
Yeah.
But, so, we stop there. Let's stop there with Bryce. Back to Ethan and the gang that they're trying to get the fuck out. Ethan makes a deal with the Viper Queen, which she should never fucking do, but he does. And she's like, okay, I'll let you guys out if you fight for me just once. And you win.
And he's like, deal.
He's like, yeah.
Bitch.
He's like, he didn't even think twice.
If
Big
you
deal.
don't shut the fuck up.
Deal. She literally could have put him up against Therion and then he has to kill Therion. But he didn't think about that.
Well, because he didn't know that it was to the death at first. He didn't know.
That's true. He didn't know.
Yeah.
Girl. So we all think that's going to be Ariadne.
Yeah.
Even Therion is like
he
telling
goes to her.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's going to be you, right?
And she's kind of like...
And then that's when he's like, you know that she's going to make whoever he fights, like it's going to be to the death. And she's like, it ain't my problem.
She threatens him too.
Yeah.
She's like, I hope he likes fire. I was like, okay.
But I was like,
I'm feeling her.
No, but I was worried about Ethan.
Yeah,
I was like,
but then the day comes, and it's not Ariadne. Turns out the Viper Queen sold Ariadne to somewhere, which we never got answers to either.
So we don't even know, like, when a little bit ahead, not a little bit, a lot, but at the end of the book, when he finally sees Ari again,
I don't know. I thought she was gonna be used against the Princess of Hell.
Where does he go? At the meat market, right?
Yeah.
At the end?
At the end, yeah.
Where was she this whole time? I don't know. Nothing.
It's not revealed that she was with Jessica. Yeah. It's not revealed that the Asteri took her.
That's what I thought. I thought that she was with Jessica. We don't know.
Don't know. But Sigrid ends up entering. Girl.
I was like...
Girl.
I was like, wait. Because I thought you guys were going to be love interests. No, yeah, right.
Yeah, he ends up like punching her through the fucking throat.
And basically rips her head off. Yeah. She got decapitated.
She literally got decapitated. Mm-hmm. And he's like depressed after that. But the Viper Queen is like,
I'm like,
okay.
why though? Why? I don't understand. Like, if we would have avoided this whole like depression shit that he went through, stuff would have been a lot easier, because that turned into a whole shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but it led him down the way that he had to go.
Mm-hmm.
It let him down.
Yes, I agree.
But he's depressed. They get out. Mm-hmm. I think the sprites, like, don't they like blow up the fucking meat market or something?
Yeah, they light it up on fire.
No, and then they blame it on Therion, and then the Viper Queen wants Therion.
Yeah, no, but they're like leaving, and then they're like, and then they were like behind. And I think Flynn is like, where are they? And then they're like, go. Like, what was it? Like, Sasa? I don't remember their names.
Sasa? The sprites.
Yeah. But one of them was like, go. And then they look and they're like, yeah, we lit up on fire. I'm like, you did what? Those 3 little fucking...
Yeah, and then they blame it on Therion.
Yeah.
The Viper Queen blames it on Therion. And he's like, fucking great, wonderful.
Yeah, I know.
Now I have 2 of them coming after me.
And then he's like, he even tells him, he's like, even if it was you, like, she's gonna blame it on me.
Yeah. So then, girl, they're about to get into the fucking ship. And this motherfucker, Ethan's like,
yeah, I know.
Bye.
Fucking
shifts and leaves. And Therion's like, now Therion's depressed.
Yeah.
He's like, this is all my fault.
Yeah, I know. He's like, it's all because of
He's like, everybody that gets close to me, I fucked them over. And this, blah, blah, blah.
He's like, if I would have died.
Baby,
no. We love you.
It's okay,
we
baby.
Love you.
It's okay. So, going back to Lydia, it gets revealed that the Mystics have the queen.
The queen of the
sprites of House of Flame and Shadow.
Yeah.
Which her name was Erythes? Something like that.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna butcher it.
She ends up like saving her so that she could eventually take off the shackles from Rune and the gang.
Yeah. Well, she like tests her. Remember? She like takes her down to the dungeon.
Yeah.
And she's like,
the hag.
What did she say? She's like, burn them.
And she's like, no, my honor.
Yeah.
It's like, she's a better woman than I am.
So she's like,
burn that bitch.
Yeah, I know. So she's like, okay. She's like, she knows that she's good.
Yeah. And then, eventually she goes back and she saves her after talking to the little sprites.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention that Ethan, when he ran away, he went to the House of Flame and Shadow.
That's where he shows
up. We'll get there. Bitch, and then the day comes to escape. This is one of the best parts in the fucking book.
I know.
Oh my god.
I was literally, my hands were sweating.
Girl, when she walks into the elevator and she's just like, bah! Shoots him. And Baxian's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, because he didn't know. The only one that know that she was Agent Daybreak was Bryce.
Hunt and Rune.
Yeah.
There. Hunt and Rune.
Yeah, there.
But Baxian's like,
yeah, I know, what the fuck?
And
it's because
like,
they were in the same legion for like how long?
The Triari, yeah. Sandriels.
And he, no idea.
Neither one of them, because this whole time he was working with the rebellion too.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, later on he's like, so how long have you been doing this?
And then he's like, me for 4 years. This bitch has been there. Well, we end up getting confirmed it was like 15 years.
So bitch, it's the whole thing. She gets him in the truck over the radio. Bitch.
Oh my god, no! But when she's like getting Rune out,
she carries him,
and Rune, like, he's literally like fucking passed out, bro. Like, there's no way to like get him out, and she ends
his
up
hand ended up getting.
Yeah, that was another thing.
Yeah, that was
some stupid ass shit.
Oh, also, I didn't even know that they were like lying in their shit and piss and blood eating. I didn't even know that.
Well, SJM always likes to add a little bit of body fluids here and there.
Yeah, nobody could have come in and like rinsed it off with a little hose.
You think they're really gonna do that to prisoners?
Damn. Oh my god.
He's like, eat my shit, literally.
Ew. Yeah, but if you're doing the torturing, I don't want to smell your piss and shit.
Yeah, that is true. I'm surprised
I didn't get no infection. E. coli everywhere. Ew. But okay.
But yeah. So we know that room got... He's missing his little hand. What is he doing? I felt so bad. When they were like, eat it. He's like, I need you to eat it so we can get out of here. I was like...
What was that, Isan?
It's missing. He has no hand. Why did they have to do that?
That was... And then, like, ends up being paler than the rest of his skin
Yeah,
color.
yeah. And they said that his like tattoos were like strings. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I'm like, damn, what kind of tattoos are those?
But like, you know how expensive these fucking tattoos were. But okay, so they're in the car, and then he hears like Flynn and Dec's voice,
Oh
and he
my
starts
God,
sobbing.
no, because I cried
He starts sobbing.
when Dec was like,
No.
I love you.
No, and
I was like,
girl, them and Lydia, they're kiki now.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Daybright come in,
Yeah.
and then she's like, copy.
yeah.
I was like,
That was good. That was
yes.
But girl,
So
that
then,
part
uh-huh.
when Dec,
It was beautiful.
I was like, there's no need.
It was beautiful.
There was no need.
I was screaming, okay, save the tears, bitch.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need them at the end.
It was so bad. Look at her.
Yeah.
House of Many Tears. Yeah, we definitely cried. We didn't cry. We sobbed, hyperventilated.
Sobbed.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. So, turns out that Pollux is onto them. So then she's like, we need to ditch the truck. Girl. So then, you know, they need to separate. And
Yeah.
she turns finally into her doe, her hind form.
Yeah.
And she like nuzzles Rune before leaving. And then she leaves. And it still doesn't hit Rune. It doesn't hit him until
but
they're like
that
in the
part-
water.
Where she's literally like, take him. Like, she's like, take him and go. And she ends up fucking running back to where Pollux is.
Yes. And Rune is freaking out.
And then that's when he fucking calling out to her.
Beautiful.
I can't.
So she's
It
like
was bad.
jumping. No, and he's telling Therion, go fucking save
go
her.
back.
And Therion's like, all right, damn. Therion, baby. He always
Turns
comes
into
through.
his little...
Oh!
I was like,
Yeah, he catches her. He like uses his water to
Yeah.
fucking... Girl, I don't know what the fuck it is about Therion.
Honestly, have you guys like searched up the fan art?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I didn't know I was into fish like that, but apparently I am.
with the little gills.
Oh my, and the stripes.
Oh my
the,
god,
the stripes and his striped tail.
Oh my god, and the hair.
Aquaman, who the fuck? Therion ketos?
I knew I liked sushi a lot.
Yeah, I love fucking sushi.
I'll eat that shit up
Every day. Any time of the day. Give me that shit. Put it in my mouth.
raw fish.
I don't know about the raw fish, but it's a little stinky.
You don't like raw?
Let's move on. He ends up taking Lydia's body. And, you know, they have her in the little submarine. And bitch, Rune has been there all the fucking time. But let's just fast forward to when she wakes up.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it because we know that he's just like there by her bed and that he hasn't moved there like in days and whatever, and he just keeps on like fucking regretting whatever. Besides the fucking point, this bitch fucking wakes up and she's like, "Where are we?" And he's like, "Oh, we're like in the
depth charger? Something like that.
Whatever." Girl rips out all her IDs, and Rune is like, "What the fuck?" This bitch fucking rips out everything and hauls ass. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I thought that they were like getting like attacked. Like there was some no. We find out the tea of the century. So they're like there. She's like running to where the fucking like classes are because people live on this submarine.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
They do.
And all of a sudden, Rune sees her looking at these two kids. One of them has her hair and blue eyes, and the other one got
black hair
and her eyes. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you had brothers on this ship. And she's like, I don't have brothers. They're my sons.
She's a mother.
You about to tell me?
I mean, I knew that she was mother already, but she's literally a mother.
She a mommy.
A mommy.
He was like, I'm gonna be a stepdad.
Oh my god.
No, my mouth was literally on the floor.
Yeah, mine too.
And my first thought, they better not be fucking Pollock's kids.
We find out later whose they are. It was a little disappointing.
Which, I'm let's just say it now. I'm gonna just say
yeah, let's just get into it now.
I feel like the reason why she gave Lydia kids was for like the big reveal, which we'll get to it. Like we know with like the name and everything. I feel like there was other ways of doing that. Like I don't really see the importance of her having kids besides the fact about the
to confirm. But they could have added it to her name.
That's what I said. 100%. They could have just added like, I don't know, like something where like she would have revealed like her full like
her
familial,
lineage. Yeah.
Because she knew. We end up finding out that she knew this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because she knew 15 years ago when she named the kid. So it could have, you know, it didn't have to be in the storyline.
Mm-hmm. It didn't have to be.
I was still like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It was just for the name.
I could have lived without it.
Yeah.
I could have lived without it.
Me too. Me too. Okay. So then, by the way, Rune and Lydia are still arguing. He's literally like, any other man would have left.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you didn't need to say that.
Bitch.
You didn't need to say
when
that.
She's like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah. Especially, like, after she saw her kids and her kids, like, at least Ace fucking hated her.
And that she hadn't seen them in 15 years.
Yeah.
She hadn't seen them since they were 18 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, everything that I did it for them. And this motherfucker just goes like, oh, like, you know, if it was any other guy and they found out you had kids, like, they would have been gone already. Like, you should talk to me. And I'm like...
Yeah, and she looks at him like, you don't deserve to hear my fucking story. And I'm like, you're right.
You're right.
He been fucking up.
Yeah.
Since the end of the last book.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's cut to Bryce and the king.
So we know that she's with her dad right now. And I'm like...
And she's there for days. He has like the shackles on her or whatever.
He has shackles on her. But motherfucker don't know that she has keys.
Mm-hmm. she has rooms.
Because she knows that motherfucker used to shackle Rune.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to tell her. So she knows where the keys are.
Yes.
And I'm like, bro, this motherfucker, you just find out more shit. And like, I really thought that he was gonna fucking help them. Me. It's my fault. I'm like the dumb bitch that I really thought.
Me too, though.
Yeah.
Because for sure he was working against the Asteri.
I don't know. It's just because sometimes, like, I was like, like, he's not that bad. Like, he's bad.
He was working against them.
Yes.
And sometimes he would say things to Bryce, like, for example, there, that he's like, oh, because Randall got to raise you.
Yeah.
Or, like, in the beginning of the book, that he's like, you'll have to find her first. Like, it sounded like he was on their side. But no, he was just following his own fucking agenda.
One where he was like, oh, the truth. You get me? Like, it seemed like he was trying to, like, help her or, like... But no, girl,
no. One thing leads to another. She locks him in a closet. And she uses the prism. She uses his prism. Yeah. And she says that she sees shadows.
Darkness. Which we know now that she has Celine's power. So I'm like, girl, what you got in there?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of power did you fucking put into yourself?
Yeah. And bitch, she shows up in the Death Charger. God. She showed up in the submarine.
That fucking scene. And then, of course, you, like, go right into the fucking next scene, and it's Hunt's point of view.
And I don't even want to talk about their frustrating-ass conflict that we didn't need. It was not needed, especially after the ending of the second book. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to be fucking fighting.
But when he, like, sees her, like, he really... No one knew where she was. Like, they kept on, like, saying, like... They're like, oh, like, she's not in hell. Like, we don't know where she is.
And Hunt was ready to give up.
And Hunt was like, where is she?
He was ready to give up when they told her that she wasn't in hell.
What did he say? He was like, my mate, my princess.
Stop crying.
My wife.
Stop crying.
I could see
them. I could see them.
This whole book, like, I mean, you know, I was crying a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
just silently. You were
from just like from like literally like chapter 1 when like I read that they had like Rune like well they had all of them, but especially Rune, like they ripped out his lip ring and like
oh my god,
she was just calling out to him. I was already crying.
Yeah, yeah, you were.
It was hitting.
So, they end up having to go to Avalon, and Therion isn't allowed to leave, per the Ocean Queen's rules. He goes anyways.
Yeah.
He looks at them. He's like, "Fuck this shit. The Viper Queen's already after me. The River Queen's already after me.
Might as well.
Why not the Ocean Queen too?
Yeah.
Even though like you literally need water to stay as a merman. But anyways, so they go to Avalon, and girl,
oof.
Stags.
This is when
are
the
prominent.
Yes,
the stags are fucking prominent
because
in this
right
part.
when they get there, a stag is like, "We've been waiting for you, Bryce."
Yeah. The Stag King.
Yeah.
The Stag King.
I'm like, bitch.
And then that's when he looks at Truth Teller and he's like, "Where did you get that?"
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed. Avalon.
Yeah.
It's fucking Avalon. Oh my god, girl. This is the part.
I love this next scene.
This is the part when we get introduced to Flynn's sister.
Yeah.
And apparently the women on Avalon can't do whatever the fuck they want. They need to like marry. And she hasn't wanted to. None of them have been like, you know, good enough to marry.
This is like the fucking 1950s apparently.
Until then, Therion's like,
well, they were gonna marry her to the twins, right?
Yeah, the murder twins.
Oh
my gosh.
Like,
but
bitch, I wouldn't even want to.
Therion's like, I'll marry her. And she's like, say less.
I would have been like, hell yeah.
She's like, right now. Where's the one to ordain? Literally right now.
Not priest, whatever.
No, it literally ends like 5 minutes later. Therion had a wife.
I was like,
she did what she had to do.
I would have literally been like, I volunteer as tribute. Me.
Hunger Games real quick. I'll be like, I'll fucking fight for that motherfucker. I want him. So, he got a wife.
No, and fucking Flynn was like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Like, this bitch is crazy.
They were like, time out. They would split into like separate little groups.
Like, are you sure?
They were like, listen, you don't know what you're doing.
Like, she crazy. Like, this is my sister we're talking about.
And then Bryce was talking to his sister, like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, we could find another way out.
And she was like, I would have been like, I would just one look at him and I would have been like,
well, yeah, now he got himself
I
a
would have
wife.
been like, do we need to like make this like official? Like, well, we end up getting
we need to consummate? I'll consummate right now, baby. You let me know. You want to do it in the water? We could do it in the water.
With his little tail.
We could do it in the water. Them gills. I'll breathe air into you, baby. But anyways, so her name is Safia. We didn't even say her name. Yeah. We got too excited about the wife part. Her name's Safia.
Yeah, because you already know that something's up.
Or Safia. Safia? I think Safia. Safia sounds better. Yeah. So, yeah. And then, you know, they have to split into teams. They're going to go into the caves, and one is going to look at the archives. Pause. Let's go back to Ethan. So, Ethan's in the house of Flame and Shadow.
God. And he's like, the last thing that we know is that he's like, oh, I need a necromancy. And we're like, what is this motherfucker about to do? Because your little ideas, him and Therion always get into fucking shit. Yeah, I am sorry. I am sorry. They always get into the fucking worst shit. And I'm like, dude, you guys need to start thinking. Thinking. So basically he tells Jessica.
Yeah. He's with Jessica.
Yeah.
And then Hypaxia.
Yeah. He's like, I need to bring back the air. This motherfucker. I'm like, bitch. He couldn't get over the fact that he fucking killed her. No. That she's dead. Leave her fucking dead. Leave her dead.
Like, he doesn't realize that he's the fucking prime, bro. It's you. You don't need the air. It's fucking you. It's fucking you.
Which we'll get to. But
yeah. But anyways,
which he had been offered. Yeah. Before.
By the prime to be alpha.
Yeah.
But eventually Hypaxia shows up and they're gonna revive the fucking body. They're like, it's time.
Yeah.
And I think Jessica pays off the astronomer. He eventually shows up too. Girl, they bring her back and she's a fucking reaper.
Yep.
She's fucking Walking Dead. She's like,
what did they say? That she's like up, but like she's not breathing.
It's like, what the
I'm like, no, now y'all really fucked up.
What? No.
Now you guys really fucked up.
But he doesn't stop there.
Oh yeah, I know.
He wants to find Sophie's body. Cormac's ex-girlfriend's body.
That's another thing. Bitch, this whole time I thought Cormac was alive.
No,
I thought he was coming. No, he actually fucking exploded into little pieces.
He exploded.
I thought he was gonna like with shadows, you know. I don't know, something, but no. He actually exploded into tiny pieces.
Yeah. So then they're like, okay, like we want to find the Thunderbird's body. Cut back to Bryce.
Yeah.
And these people. So they're in the Cave of Princes, which we know the Cave of Princes is where Rune found the Star Sword and all this. Mm-hmm. Again, they go in and it's described as black stone, rot.
Mm-hmm. No.
That never got fucking explained, but the black stone and the rot.
The rot kind of did. A little bit. Because, you know, they make it pretty at the end. But,
So they find it's identical to the tunnels or the caves in Prithian. Same one.
She's literally like, this all looks familiar. Like, the tunnels, the river.
Yes.
Everything.
There's an 8-pointed star. There's more little drawings on the wall of what the fuck happened. And then while they're there, we find out, I forgot to say, that the Asteri bomb like the human, the metals place.
The metals.
Asphodel metals. They bomb it. And then in the meantime, Rune, Lydia, Declan, Flynn are in the archives. But Rune and Lydia like eventually talk because the murder twins are like, watch your woman or some shit like that. And then they talk and, you know, they're getting along better. And he starts like asking her about her sons. And that's when it's revealed that it was part of a fucking sex ritual.
Which, okay. I thought that it was going to be something more, like their dad was going to be important. But no, it was just that like she got fucked and she ended up getting pregnant like the first time. Like,
didn't love that.
Yeah.
That's one complaint I have about it.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been someone important or someone that we knew.
I thought it was going to be Rune.
You thought some time traveling shit was going on.
I thought it was like time travel or like they were at a club and it was dark.
And then,
because one of them had dark hair and then the other one had blue eyes. And I'm like, that could be Rune. But no, I was incorrect. It was just like a random ass fucking dude.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Some random there.
I was hoping.
And she got pregnant with twins.
Yeah, she got with twins. Like, what are the chances?
Oh my god, we forgot to mention she took off the fucking.
Oh yeah. Because she had a collar. She had a collar.
Yeah,
that which we who does that remind you of?
My baby.
With the collar.
Dorian.
They like putting all these people on leashes.
Yeah.
Like there was other people that got like rings.
Yeah.
And like little shit. No, they had fucking collars on them.
Oh, and we forgot to mention, girl, before she leaves the ship, she gives him the ring. She gives her sons the ruby ring.
Which, whose ring is that? That was the first little like Easter egg. And bro, she's like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what Aelin and Rowan did. I don't know what kind of children y'all had, what kind of lineage. But she says that her dad was a monster.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you want, you could use this ring to pay for college. I'm like,
the fuck? You better not sell that fucking ring.
So listen, all y'all girlies that got mad at me for saying that I didn't like Rowan, I was correct. Because clearly, somewhere along the line, his kids were not good.
Oh my god.
His familial lineage was not good. So for the people that were getting mad at me, technically, don't get mad because Lydia's dad was a monster. Quote unquote monster.
Stag shifter.
Monster.
But okay, we cut back to Bryce, and they find like a bunch of fucking obsidian salt.
Which,
girl, they end up going to hell. And what's the first thing this motherfucker says? Welcome, son.
And I was already like, I was like, fuck. But then, like 2 chapters later.
No, but then the Nados goes like, if anything, you're my son.
Well,
and
no,
like, wait,
no,
what?
because Adis was like, you're no son of mine. He was like, you're no son of mine. Yeah. He's like, if anything. you're my son.
You're my
son. And I was
son.
like,
and I was like, wait.
Whoa.
And Hunt was like, y'all fuck my mommy.
No, he was like, what the fuck did you do to my mom? And I was like,
he's like, there was no ill intent.
Yeah. He was like, we are not monsters. And I was like, oh.
Here I was thinking like,
yeah, I know. I'm like, damn. I'm like, y'all ran a train on her.
Yeah, apparently. So, girl,
then we find the tea.
This is where they explain Hunt's background.
Yes.
And
I was like, we end up finding out that he actually, he has an actual dad.
Yeah.
He has an actual dad.
He does.
Yeah.
So here's another history lesson.
Yeah.
We got a whole history lesson about the ley lines and everything. So they explained that the Asteri ordered Pelias to close the northern rift with the horn.
Yes.
However, before they were able to fully close the rift, the horn broke, leaving cracks in the rift. So that's how, they could get...
That's the cat.
That's how they could, go through.
That's the cat that Nesta feels.
Which correlates to how Maeve got out and thrown a glass.
Yes.
But I'm not going to get into that. I already got into that before. And it wasn't explained. But
it just so happened to be a coincidence. For like the 100th time.
Apparently.
There was a lot of coincidences.
Yeah.
A lot. No answers, no explanations.
They explained that the ley lines are capable of moving magic. And that's why the Asteri keep close to the ley lines to make it easier to go through worlds and shit like that.
So that's where all the mist is.
Yeah.
Everywhere there's mist, there's the ley lines, which...
The mist is a result of the ley
the
lines.
Thin walls.
Yeah, the thinnest something. It's basically
where
the worlds are at the weakest.
Yeah. So they're able to pass through.
Yeah. So they explained that Thea put the last thread of her power into the Star Sword. However, Helena took it out and put it somewhere. And it said that it's like in the bones of the Avalon or something like that. And then, Ada suggests to open the rift so that they could help. But I'm at first like, no the fuck. I'm like, you best not open that rift, girl. You best not open that rift.
It was giving like Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, be careful.
So he explains that Hunt's lightning is essentially hellfire. It's not necessarily lightning. And then I had seen the correlation before between Apollyon and Hunt, but I was like, that's not his dad.
I saw Apollyon and Adis like as dads. I saw that theory, but we know that it's not Adis.
No, I saw the correlation between Apollyon and Hunt because every time that Apollyon would show up, you would like hear lightning in the background or see it in his eyes. Yeah. So I was like, there's something there, but I didn't think that was his dad. I thought it was
Thor.
Yeah. So he has to do with Project Thor. We were like half right in that regard.
Yeah. A little bit.
So it turns out that the Thunderbirds were previous experiments of the Princess of Hell. That didn't work out. So then they found a scientist that was researching the Thunderbirds. And he named the project Project Thor. So the princess showed the scientists the truth, and the scientists offered to help them. The only thing that they needed was a female to breed with.
So basically, he agrees, and that's basically how Hunt, I guess, is made. So we know that he was made for the Asteri, but not necessarily for them.
It was to be against them. Yeah.
So Hunt does actually have a dad.
Yeah.
And we know that
his name is Hyreus or something like that.
We end up finding out that when Hunt's mom was pregnant, that they end up capturing him and they end up interrogating and torturing. And basically they end up killing him, and he never said anything about Hunt's mom or her being pregnant. That's why they had no idea.
Yeah. So that's basically all the information we get on them. Then everything starts getting fuzzy, and they go back to the Cave of Princes, and Morven and the Autumn King are there, and their friends are like surrounded by fire, and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my god, no. And Hunt, they had been trying to wake him up, so he was filled with burns.
I know.
Like, don't touch my baby.
So this is when shit goes down. And this is when I'm like, okay, never mind. The Autumn King is like, fucked.
Yeah, this chapter, I was like...
This is a good chapter.
I was like, we were so bad. We were so wrong. It was not even funny.
Yeah. But this is a good chapter.
Oh my god, this chapter, I cried in
Yeah.
this chapter because there's just one line that I fucking engraved into my mind.
So they start fighting, and eventually, like, Bryce teleports in front of the Autumn King, and she kind of halves him there. But then all of a sudden, the Star Sword is thrusted, like, through his chest. And it's Rune. So Rune killed his dad. And he tells him, like, through his mind, he's like, I didn't tell you the truth about what the Oracle said. The Oracle told me that it'll end with me. But not because I'm going to die. Because I yield to the Queen.
Girl. That was a good ass. I don't know why the fuck I'm getting teary-eyed. It was just that. Oh my god. And what he tells him, quote unquote, he tells him, I know every definition of pain thanks to you. That was a shit ass fucking dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I thought that he was gonna fucking help him. I'm so fucking happy that Rune fucking killed him.
And that it was Rune.
Yeah. And that it was him.
Amazing.
I wanted it to be him.
Amazing. And then Bryce kills Morven with Truth Teller. Which is like, that is Avalyn. That's an Avalyn knife. So that's funny. And then.
And what she tells him, she's like, I'm gonna be queen.
Yeah, she's
of
like.
Not only the Valberian Fae, but the Avalyn. And I was like, and then she fucking kills him.
Yeah,
I'm like, bad
him.
bitch.
And then she ends up lighting it up.
Yeah.
She puts like the swords. And she clears Avalyn of the mists. And I was like, oh.
So we know that's what the rot was. Because we were like, what the fuck is that?
I was like, rot? Valg? And it would make sense because, you know, Avalyn, Throne of Glass. But yeah, then Ethan and Hypaxia show up to Avalyn.
Yeah.
And they start working on a cure for the parasite so that they could actually have the full extent of their powers. Ethan drinks it.
Oh, Ethan's like,
and he has ice
powers,
elemental magic. Who the fuck is he?
Who are you related to, sir? He has to be related to someone. There's like no. What are the chances? I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe it's just since we know the shifters are from Throne of Glass. And we know that elemental magic is from Throne of Glass. Necessarily, he doesn't have to be related to anyone, but where the fuck did he get those powers from is what I want to know. Ice. That's the thing. Because we know Fenris in Throne of Glass, he was a wolf. And, like, his powers were, like...
teleporting, right?
Yeah, it was, like, teleporting. Like, he had, like, super strength. You know, like, the usual. But it wasn't anything crazy. And when I saw ice, I was like... Like, bitch, we only know one person that got ice powers. So, like, is it a coincidence? Yeah. Like, what is there?
Don't know. We didn't get any answers for Ethan.
Again, if you guys have any theory as to why, or maybe it's just like a simple coincidence, once again, please let us know. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
But then Bryce and Hunt, they find out that the human part was bombed. So they fly in, like, their parents, Fury, Juniper, and they end up going to Nena to open the rift. They encounter the Harpy when they get there.
Oh, shit. That was another part that I was like...
They brought her back.
Because they were, like, looking through Deck's camera. Was it, like, through, like,
in the guard station.
Yeah. And then, like, they were like, is that... And then it just cuts off. And then you start the next chapter, and I was like, oh, bitch. Yeah, because we find out that they were, like, bring her back.
Yeah.
Like, not her. It's her, but...
It's, like, her body, but it's not her.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, if you want to say, like, eyes for the Asteri. And then, yeah, Bryce opens a portal, but it's not the rift. It's to Prythian. And Nesta's just there, like...
Nesta's, like, by her fireplace... You know,
chilling.
In her living room, like, just chilling. And she's like, why the fuck did you open up a portal inside of my living room?
Yep.
And she's like...
And Bryce is like, please, like, I need the mask.
Yeah.
And Nesta's like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then she's
absolutely
like,
not.
and I need Truth Teller back.
Yeah.
Azriel's probably going fucking crazy.
And I'm leaving my parents here.
Yeah. So she ends up leaving her parents as collateral.
Yeah.
And she starts seeing, like, darkness. like against Nesta's windows, and she's like, fuck, this motherfucker Reese is coming back. So then she has like tears in her eyes and everything, and Nesta's like, she's like, take it. So she gives her the mask and she leaves with it.
Which we read the scene right after the bonus chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Reese, we already spoke about you, but you're on my bad list.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
Just the dick.
Yeah.
But
literal darkness.
She goes back and she uses the mask against the harpy, and she basically tells the harpy rest.
Yeah.
And whoop, she's rested.
And which was fucking insane, because like we saw Nesta like struggling to take off the mask, and Bryce was like,
yeah,
right after. I was like, okay, bad bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had no problem.
Yeah. She put it on like, when she pulled that shit out of her pocket, I was like, yes. She just put it on like,
and it comes back.
I know.
It comes back, bitch.
I know.
So then, girl, Celestina, Isaiah, and Naomi show up, and Hunt. This part pissed me off too, cause Hunt deserved to get revenge on Celestina.
Yeah,
he had the right to.
Yeah,
but everybody, even Bryce, she was like, "You're not the Hunt that I know."
What is
bitch,
she?
What?
He's like, "Oh, I'm the
Umbra Mortis."
Yeah, and then she's like, "No, you're just like my Hunt." I'm like,
I was like, "No, he had a
kill
right.
that bitch."
He had a right. The amount of shit that he and Rude went through, like in that regard, bro, Bryce was very inconsiderate.
Yes, like what? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
He had a right to kill that bitch if he wanted to kill her.
Yeah,
but he didn't. Because he got manipulated into not doing it. If I were Bryce as his mate, I would be like, fucking kill her.
I would be his fucking cheerleader.
Kill her.
I would be like, kill that bitch right now. Kill her.
Yeah.
Please.
Bro, after every... It's the reason why he has a fucking slave tattoo again.
Which we found out.
But it's like...
We found out he could take it off. But...
Girly pop. Girly pop, come on.
Yeah. She was just your mate. To like I guess we see Hunt as like this like warrior, and we now know that he's like a son of hell, and like I guess that she was trying to make it seem like, or letting him know, like, you're not bad, you're not the person you think you are, like you could be good, because I feel like he always had that like fight with himself where he was like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
And she's letting him know that it's okay. Like, you could be okay. I still would have been like, you're okay. You're fine. We're mates. We're happy. But please kill her.
I feel
like it would have made him, like, at peace.
I wanted him to do to Celestina what he did to Sandra. Yeah. Which was... That was one of the best scenes in that book. But, okay. So, Bryce opens the rift. And... it literally stops there. Next chapter, it's Ethan's chapter. Yeah. And we were like,
what the? Yeah. I'm not going to lie, though. They started getting good. The tea was tea.
Oh, my God, girl.
But at first, I'm like, bitch, like, how the fuck are you writing these, like, chapters where I'm like, bitch, I need to know more. I need to know what's going on. And then...
No, but...
And it stops there, but...
I cried in this part.
Oh, my God. I loved... Yeah, no.
I cried in this part. So, Ethan goes back to the wolves... to try to convince them to do the right thing, to not be under Sabine anymore. However, Sabine shows up and she's about to tell him, like, get the fuck out, or like maybe kill him. And the Prime shows up. And the Prime is like, he's my heir.
He's my heir. You're not my heir. He's like, what did he tell her? Like, I've given you chances and you've never proven to me to be worthy. I was like,
bitch, Sabine kills the Prime.
Which is her dad.
She kills him. And then Sigrid is in the background fucking hauling the astronomer, fucking sucking up his soul. And then Ethan starts fighting Sabine. And Ethan ends up breaking Danica's sword. Because he bites it and breaks it. And he tells her, he's like this whole time.
Like, you've been fighting over this when it's just metal.
It's just a sword. And he kills Sabine.
Yeah.
He rips out her fucking throat.
I just got chills.
And he becomes a Prime.
Yeah, he becomes a Prime.
And then he says that he hears a wolf howl come from the bone quarter. And I was... Bro, that fucking hit me. It's hitting crying. Right now. I was crying. Stop. Stop. I can't. That fucking got me.
Yeah.
That got me.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know what it is about Connor.
And we only got him for like 5 chapters, but
Okay.
and like he kept on like
I want to move on.
the way that he was like saying like the whole book, like
Yeah.
like just make your brother proud.
Yes. I'm tearing up.
Oh my god.
Tearing up. Okay. So let's move on because I know I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
sob.
But that part definitely
Yeah.
got me.
Okay. So, the time comes when they're gonna fight, and we find out that Pollux kidnaps Lydia's kids. And I was like, bro, this fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. Can he just stop? I don't even know how the fuck he found them, but he found them.
Yeah, he did.
And he takes her kids. And then,
Lydia's like I need to go now.
yeah.
I need to go now. But
So,
but they don't go right now.
they don't go right now.
Yeah, I was like, girl, she was like, the dick is more important.
Literally.
She's like, Rune is like, what do you need? And
That
she's like,
dick
and she was like, I need you right now.
inside me. I need that cock. No, and then they fuck.
Yeah.
And then like they fall asleep with his dick in her, and I'm like, girl, UTI? Girl, you need to go pee.
Yeah. Like,
you need to take that shit out of you unless you want to end up pregnant again. But okay.
well, he does. He like comes inside of her.
Yeah. I mean, I would let him too. So,
but like, are you not worried? Like, you got you got twins. Clearly, they run in the family. Like, are you?
Okay, wait, but can you imagine
You better
their
have
kids?
4 kids.
Girl, can you imagine the mix of like
They would
Aelin?
I feel like they would look like her kids right now. Like, one of them has dark hair with her eyes.
Yeah, girl, but their powers,
Oh yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
from
Mm-hmm.
Aelin's bloodline,
And Rune's bloodline.
and technically like Reese's bloodline.
Bitch. Those would be some Nyx who?
Literally, Nyx who? Unless we find out like in the other book that Pharaoh and Nesta and Elaine are part of,
Yeah.
But,
something.
Yeah, something. They have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be. But okay. So Ethan is like, I need to talk to my brother one more time. I didn't cry in this part.
I did. I did.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So Ethan's like, I need to speak to Connor one last time. And very interesting. The Underking reveals that he's not from hell.
Mm-hmm.
He says he was birthed by the void, but came in from the shifter's world. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And he tells Ethan, he's like, we were not known as shifters then, boy. He said, boy. Girl, he says, an Erd was not a goddess, but a force that governed worlds, a cauldron of life. He's like, Erd, they call her here, a bastardized version of her true name, Word. We called her that in the old world. Word? Yeah. Word marks. Word gates. Confirmed that he's from Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
And so is Ethan, apparently.
Yeah.
The shifters.
Yeah.
So Ethan starts using his little ice power. And the Underking, like, takes a step back, bro. So I'm like, wait.
He was scared of him.
He was scared.
And I'm like, bro. And then I was like, no, we're about to get something. Like, he's about to say something. No. He's just scared of him. And, like,
we don't get any answer.
Nothing. But I'm like, why? Like, what power do you have that the Underking
is
scared of you?
And then Hypaxia kills him.
Yeah.
And then she becomes the head of House of Flame and Shadow. Which Jessica is like, now that's all yours.
Yeah.
Like, you don't went and killed him. That's on you. So, but before they kill him, he does speak to Connor, but Connor can't speak. until, you know, after he dies.
After.
And Connor, like, hands him a bullet. And Ethan's kind of like, what the fuck is this? And then after they kill him, we find out that it's second
like,
light.
She's like, speak.
Yes. So we find out that everybody put their second light into the bullet for Bryce to use the God Slayer, you know. He's like, you need to get this to Bryce.
He's like, make it count.
Make it count.
Tell her to make it count.
Yeah.
And I just seen Connor again.
I know. No, and then we see him again, bitch. And we'll get there.
We'll get there, but
fucking get there. Fucking traumatizing. So, girl, Therion ends up going back to the River Queen, and she ends up helping him, cause she's like, this is the male. She's like, this is the male that I wanted for my daughter. Cause he tells her, he's like, oh, like I'll marry her if you help us. But she's like, no. She's like, no. And she just decides to help. It's that Therion, bro. And then Sathia's like, I'm his wife.
Yeah. What did she say? She was like, who are you to speak on his behalf or to me about him or whatever, some shit like that. No?
I'm his wife. I was like, oh.
No. Wait. But then Therion says that he looks at her and he was like,
he's like, damn, she's doing a little something.
She's doing it for me. I'm like,
she's looking fine as fuck. Yes, girl.
Marriage of convenience?
I fucking love it. I fucking love it. So Therion goes, I believe Therion meets up with Ethan, and Ethan gives him the cure, and Therion takes it. Oh, bro,
but wait, hold on. In that scene, we meet Mr. Colin.
Yeah, in this one. When Therion takes the cure, the Viper Queen shows up. And then we meet Colin.
Yeah.
And Sathia's like, oh my god. She's like, Colin, is that you? And the Viper Queen's like, childhood best friend. That's the trope y'all got. That's the trope y'all got going on. Yeah.
So that's like her
ex. Her ex? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
Important to her because we know what she does next.
Yeah. Yeah. She fucking leaves Therion.
Yeah, she leaves him. For that motherfucker.
Poor Therion, bro. And Therion's like...
He like shows him into the room and she's like gone.
She leaves him like a note. Like, I went after McCarthy, sorry. And it's like, bitch. Don't even get me started.
I must go find her.
Don't even get me started. So.
I'm like, you do not deserve that man. I would have stayed.
We're about to enter the last part of the book.
Yeah.
The final battle.
Guys, grab your tissues.
Yeah. So.
Because I had none near me when I read this. Only my shirt. So they go to the Asteris Palace. And Bryce uses the mask to animate the wings of the fallen. And they run into Rigelus. And Rigelus is like, oh, y'all thought I didn't know what y'all were doing? I knew the whole time.
Yeah. But they have a backup plan. Yeah. So it doesn't that doesn't really matter. She teleports back to Adis. And Adis is already like, you know, like raising his fucking army. And then she transfers the fallen to the suits. Oof, girl. And this is like, you know, when they start fighting. She ends up like sucking Polaris into the void. She ends up stabbing Polaris into the fucking void. And oh my god, girl. It stops there. They've been like teleporting back and forth. Let's talk about Rune and Lydia.
So we know that. Okay, they go to the fucking.
They're going to go find her kids.
This shit, whatever the fuck it's called. They go back there, and they know that a whole bunch of mer people got fucking killed. They said that they've been killing everyone on the ship, and they find Pollux. And this bitch is like, "Where are my kids? Where are they?" And he's like, "Yeah, when they show up." She tells Pollux the kids aren't there yet. They're by themselves.
Yeah, but doesn't she get shot before they even see Pollux?
No, she shows up into the ship and she's like, "Where are my kids?" And I think she goes to look for the kids. And then that's when Rune is like, "No, like I have to stop her."
No, but that's in the palace. That's when they're already in the palace. that like she shoots the mystic lady.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, like they're not here. They're like down there, I think, like where the core is or whatever, but it's a trap. So then Rune shoots her. Because then Therion eventually shows up and helps Lydia. And gives her the vial.
He shoots her in the leg, right?
Yeah, he shoots her in the leg. And she's like, I'll never forgive you for this.
Yeah. What did she tell him? Like, if you do this, like, I'll never forgive you?
Yeah, but he does it. He does it. So then, yeah, that's when, like, Therion shows up.
Yes.
And he, like, helps Lydia and gives her the vial. So he gives her the antidote. She takes it. And then, like, that's when Rune, like, goes down there and he shows up with Rune with, like, a gun to his head. And then, like, her kids are, like, gagged.
They're, like...
He's like, come, okay, you guys
they're, like,
come
gagged
down.
and, like...
Like, tied.
Like, tied with, like, fucking rope and shit.
So then, like, Therion shoots Pollux with water, and he shoots Therion in the chest. And I was like, no. I was ready, like, no. You're not about to kill my baby. Thankfully, he doesn't die. But if he would have fucking died, I would have had a fucking issue.
That would have been... It's because kind of, like, when you're, like, reading it, it says that like they get shot and then it's like Rune that confirms like Therion's the one that got shot.
Yeah, and he's like bleeding on the floor.
Yeah.
But he's okay.
What does it say that you just see like his body there like pulling with the blood? I'm like, oh, nice.
But he drank the antidote.
Yeah.
So he has like hella water magic now. Mm-hmm. But that's when Rune tells Pollux, "She's my mate, you fucker." And Lydia's like, she's like, what? Mate? She's like, you're forgiven. You're forgiven, baby.
Which again, like, bitch, when the fuck did you find out? When did you find out?
I wonder when. But, or maybe when they fucked, I don't know. You know, like when they fuck, it like snaps in place.
But they fucked like a long time ago.
That's true. They did fuck a long time ago.
And
unless he already knew then.
Like he would have... No, but like he wouldn't have been mad at her.
You think so? Maybe. I don't know. He was being a little bitch.
You think he would have stayed mad at her like that? I mean, he did shoot her.
He did shoot her.
He did shoot her and he knew.
He did
because you did not find out like 2 seconds later that you guys were mates.
Yeah. But he offers like a trade. He's like, oh, like take me and then like give her kids.
This is another. My God. Confirmation.
Bitch.
Confirmation.
Chapter 94. Chapter 94. That's all I have to say. Amazing. I got fucking chills. It's one of the best chapters in the entire book. So Lydia had taken the antidote. And it says that she runs like as swift as a fucking wind to Bran. And she's like thinking in her head, oh, Bran. And then she mentions his name. Brannon.
His full name.
Like Brannon Galathinius. I was like...
And Ace immediately tells her, what are you? And she's like, an old bloodline.
Mm-hmm. And that's when it starts. Girl, she like fucking incinerates Pollux.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, literally fire breathing.
Out of her mouth.
Fire breathing bitch. Yeah. So she incinerates him. Oof. And then she says, why she had named Brannon after the oldest legends from her family's bloodline of a fake king from another world, fire in his veins, who had created stags with the power of flame to be his sacred guards.
If you needed any more confirmation than that, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh. No, and then she gets out of there. She kills Mordok. And then the sprites help her.
Yeah. And like her other kid just got a normal name.
Yeah, he's just Ace.
Just Ace.
But he's a dick, so it's okay.
Yeah. Unimportant.
Yeah. So then Therion gives Rune the antidote. Girl, he has healing magic. Mm-hmm. He heals Therion.
Thank God.
Doesn't Rhys also have healing? He heals Feyre under the mountain.
He does. He does heal her. You're right.
When he said healing magic, I was like, don't the Fae, the High Lords,
I
have
think
the
they
ability
all-
to
they
heal?
all have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes from Helion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically from
Yeah.
Helion. But they do have the ability to heal. But anyways, so back to Bryce. They eventually run into Ethan, bro. Ethan has been trying to track these motherfuckers down, and he gives her the God Slayer, and he's like, "Oh, like this from Connor, girl."
And she's like, Brace at first is like what? Like who? She thought it was from Jessica, right? And then he's like, no, it's a gift from the dead.
Yeah. Girl, she takes it. She hands Hunt the mask, and she teleports.
And I already knew.
Yeah, me
when
too.
she gave him the mask.
I'm like, this motherfucker.
I'm like, he's about to.
Let me see how I look
He's
like.
like, let me see.
Let me see how I look like with it on.
Let me try it out real quick.
Why was he? Whatever. We'll get there. We'll get there. No. So she teleports, and the Asteri are like there, lined up in front of the core. And Rigelus basically tells her that destroying the first like core means destroying Midgard itself. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, yeah, I mean,
like kill switch.
She's like, makes sense because the cauldron is the same shit in Prithian.
Yeah.
And then he tells her the language that's inked on your back is the language from our home world. Which, did it ever get confirmed that there are word marks on her back?
I don't think it.
We just assume that it's word marks. But if it is word marks, that means that the Asteri come from Throne of Glass.
Yeah. Which mean Valk.
So, Bryce is like, this ends here. And she shoots the core. Girl, so they get like fucking sucked into the fucking void.
It's basically like a black hole.
Oh my god. And she uses the horn to create another portal to suck the void into that portal.
Yeah.
So then, Hunt is freaking the fuck out. This is the part I don't like. His fucking ex gets brought up. Her fucking ghost is there.
She shows up with the fucking wings that they used. The people that they were creating. That it was like the machine body, whatever.
I was like, ew.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want her to show up again. Like, whatever.
I was over her.
I didn't need her back. But he gets in the suit.
Yeah.
And he jumps into the void. He like shoots Regulus like away.
Because they told him that he couldn't go into the void because there's no air.
There's no oxygen.
So his wings, they're not gonna fucking do shit.
And Adis was like, oh, like, she's probably dead by now, bro.
Yeah.
She's probably
like, there's no oxygen in there. Yeah. And like when we get Bryce's point of view, it's literally her saying like, there's no air, like I can't breathe.
Yeah. So then he shoots Regulus away, and Hunt puts on the mask.
We knew.
Which, how is he able to put on the fucking mask?
I mean, we know that he's a son of hell, so.
Oh, well, you know what? He had some of Bryce's magic in him from when they fucked the night before.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, because you know they always did those fucking firework fucking.
That's why.
Sessions.
So then he puts on the mask, and the mask just tells him that she's dead. Yeah. But he grabs her, and he's like going back. And girl, in the portal, he sees like first it's Adis and Apollyon, and they're like holding it open. Yeah. And then Rune shows up, and Lydia shows up, and then Therion, Ethan, Flynn, Declan, the sprites like Isaiah, Naomi, they're all holding it open for him. And then like it said, through love all is possible, and then he makes it through.
And it gets worse. It gets worse. So like
it gets so much worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hunt makes it through, but the mask keeps telling him she's dead. Yeah, she's dead.
So then he uses his lightning
to shock her.
To like shock her.
He keeps trying to shock her.
Like CPR with lightning.
Girl, and it said that like his screams shook the world. I fucking love Hunt. I love Hunt. But anyways, girl, and then who shows up?
Jessica.
And it's confirmed, because there were theories out there that she was the priestess. It's confirmed that she was a priestess, and she offers her life for Bryce,
because we know that she's cursed. Mm-hmm. So she was cursed with like eternal youth, like eternal life. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't want to live anymore. She said that she would be able to go one day when she knew the books were going to be safe.
Yeah.
So we know that before she goes, which that's when the crying.
Trust me, I'm already getting emotional.
Yeah.
But
Hunt tells her right before she goes to meet up with Bryce in, I guess, the afterlife.
yeah.
Hunt tells her, I hope you find peace. And it's like, after all these years,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, she was ready to go.
She was.
Yeah.
And she gave her life for Bryce. So
She's like, oh, I know that her soul, like, you know, just, I can't even talk.
So it cuts to Bryce. And she hears Jessica behind her.
Yeah.
And Jessica basically starts explaining to her, like,
she asks Jessica, she's like, am I dead?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah.
and she goes like, but I'm here to like let you go home. And she tells her the angel's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Girl, and then like she turns and she sees yeah. She sees like Connor in the front.
With the pack.
Yeah. And she sees Danica. And I was like, bro, if they bring back Danica, like I can't do it. And then Leaba
On her shoulder.
Leia's like on Danica's shoulder with the pack of devils. And then she hugs Jessica. I can't. I can't. I need a break.
Oh my god.
She hugs Jessica basically, and she's like, oh, like, thank you. And she goes back. And Jessica gives her, she's basically like, oh, like, the library's yours.
Like, just take care of the books.
Yeah. She's like, it's yours. So she goes back. And
it like really felt like goodbye.
it was so bad. It was so bad. No, we were sobbing.
Yeah.
Sobbing.
We've cried multiple times already about this ending. So
Yeah.
us crying now, this is not even an extent of it.
No, girl. No.
We had to stop reading because the pages were getting blurry.
Yeah. And then I would look at Issa and Issa would be like,
And she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I couldn't even talk. I was just like shaking my head.
yeah.
But just like her bringing everyone back, because honestly, I didn't think that we were going to get Lele. I didn't think that
no.
Lele. And when she said that she was on Danica's shoulder, and just like Jessica, like, I don't know if you guys felt this way, but Jessica, to me, felt a little bit like bitchy.
Yeah.
In the first books, like she always had like Bryce working, like,
And Leiaba too.
and like Leiaba, and she like owns her. And then you like find out that like
This whole time. Yeah. So Bryce wakes up and obviously she sees Hunt, her mate. And this bitch goes like, she looks at Ethan. She's like, who died and made you prime?
and she finally felt it.
She finally.
Because Therion, the first time that he sees him, he's like,
Yes.
he already knew. But when he shows up and Bryce is still alive, like before, she didn't even notice. She didn't even notice when he gave her the bullet.
Yeah, no. She was too into it, girl.
Yeah.
She was too into it. And that's basically, that's where like the battle ends.
Yeah.
But then Bryce has to go back to get her parents.
Which, after like the scene that we just got, it was like happy. It was like a happy, it was still a really like emotional scene, but it was like we were excited to see some people after
Cassian.
the fucking sobbing episode that we just had.
We finally see Cassian.
Cassian, yes.
We have in the room, we have Cassian, Nesta, Ember, Randall, Hunt, and Bryce, because she goes back with Hunt.
Wait, she goes back with Hunt.
Oh my god. Hunt and Cassian are like,
yeah, I know. I know both of them are like,
and Nesta
like
and
the
Bryce
fighting stance position.
Nesta goes like alpha hoes. No, and then Ember hugs Nesta, and this is what you were talking about. That's like foreshadowing in a way. She hugs Nesta, and like Nesta, you can see like the emotion in her face. Basically,
she's like sad that she's like leaving.
Yeah, because in the bonus chapter, she was like the only one that was standing up for Nesta, bro. Not even Cassian.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
she was like telling them like, don't talk to her like that.
Yes. And she told Reese straight up.
Yeah.
And Reese kind of like smirked.
But she ends up saying like, oh, like you have like a wonderful mom. And then she basically goes on to like say like, oh, like Feyre, like my sister, like she's like this perfect mom. And Bryce is like, no mom is perfect. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of like the foreshadowing of like, is Nesta maybe we're gonna get her point of view of maybe she's like struggling right now, where like she's telling Cassian maybe she's not ready to have a kid after the shit that she went through. I could see why. Yeah. So maybe we'll get that. That'll be
maybe. And then Bryce gives Nesta a star sword.
And she's like,
she tells her, you had an 8-pointed star tattooed on your back, and it's in the prison too. And she's like, I think that 8-pointed star was tattooed on you for a reason. She's like, take that sword and go figure out why. And she leaves. Which,
when I saw that, I was like, because we're guessing that the next ACOTAR book is going to be Elaine's book. Mm-hmm. But that was like a big ass, like, what the fuck moment. Mm-hmm. Because, bitch, I don't give a fuck about Elaine. I want to know what the fuck Nessa's going to do with that sword.
Yeah. Now they have both swords in Prithium. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out eventually. But that was a little like, so it's not over yet. Mm-hmm. It's not over yet. And then we cut to Runa and Lydia. And they're saying bye to her kids. And, like, you know, Brennan, which now we know his full name, like, hugs her. And then, like, it's Ace's turn. And Ace thinks, like, in his head, like, oh, I'll take care of my mom. Yeah. I guess. Everyone is like, she could take care of herself. And he's like, the fuck was that? He's like, what the fuck was that? Mm-hmm. And Lydia's like, she's like, that's my man. And they get an apartment. They make a whole bedroom for her kids. Yeah. Like, they're fucking, like,
committed. They're a family.
They're a family now.
This is like a co-parenting.
That's stepdaddy. Yeah. That's stepdaddy already. Mm-hmm. Already.
And, like, the dads agreed that, like, the kids can come whenever they want. Yes. And they can see them.
That was so cute. That was cute. And then we get Bryce closing the rift, saying goodbye to Adis. Mm-hmm. Which I think Adis gets, like, a little teary-eyed.
Yeah, he does. He gets a little emotional.
I was like, oh. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why not just, you know, let it, like, open? Yeah, poor guy. Like, turns out they were good. Yeah. So.
Like, he's all alone-ish.
Yeah.
You know, he got, like, 2 other people with him, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're like his brothers.
Yeah. Like, he needs other people. Yeah. Like, come visit me as a cat.
Yes.
I will scratch you.
Mm-hmm. Give you the little pets.
You can purr all you want.
So then, Therion, he's like, I'm gonna go find my wife. So he goes to the meat market, but then, like, right when he's about to go,
he sees
Ariane shows up.
I'm like,
and she's like, I know you're not about to go back in there. And it literally just ends like that.
And I'm like,
it literally just ends like that.
Well, their part. That chapter.
Their part.
Yeah. And I was like, so you're going to tell me there's no other book? No, there is definitely going to be House of Many Waters book.
I need more Therion.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Bryce. Bryce is signing basically a law that she's disbanding all the houses. She's like, everyone's going to be on the same level now. And she signs it with her father's favorite pen. The fucking golden pen. Mm-hmm. She ends the royal house.
And she basically decides that she's not going to be queen.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I guess not.
Should have left her with the power, but it's okay.
Yeah. So then Hunt and Bryce, this is the ending already. Hunt and Bryce are in Griffin Antiquities. Because now, you know, that's hers now. Mm-hmm. And the sprites are there, like how Leia used to be there, and they're like watching the little show or something like that. And then that's when they get a call from Baxian.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're coming.
He's like, they're everywhere.
Oh my God.
And then Hunt is like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, who's there? Yes. Like, and I can't. I literally was like, oh shit, it's about to end. Like, what?
I'm like, it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. No. He said there was like some horsies with some wings.
Yeah, he's like, they're eating our crops. But yeah. And he's like, for Jelly Jubilee? He's like, anything.
Yeah, because they were about to get freaky.
Over the desk.
Yeah.
I think he had like her ass cheek in his hand.
Yeah, he did. He was all up in that.
Yeah. But then that's how it ends.
Yeah. And then
they're happily ever after.
The final line. That they had a life to live. And they were going to live it together.
Yeah. I need their babies.
Yeah. Well,
I need their babies.
Hunt confirmed he wanted them. He said he was excited to see their children with the wings.
Little wings.
I am excited to see your children with wings. So if that can be done, please write it down. I guess all the kids in SJM Universe are gonna have wings, except if Aelin and Rowan somewhere along the line had. Well, they did. They did have kids.
So yeah, closing thoughts. I loved the book. I gave it 5 stars. I mean, again, I had very few complaints. There were a lot of unanswered questions.
I did cry after reading it.
But I did give it 5 stars. Not once did I check how far along I was. I wanted more. I could have had more. And yeah, that's my final thought. I loved it.
I also gave the book 5 stars. I had to like really process it after I read it. I enjoyed the book. Am I going to say it was 100% perfect? No, I didn't agree with some of the things. It's not that I didn't agree. It's I would have done some things differently. But overall, yeah, I enjoyed the book. I probably would have read more. If it was 1,000 pages, if it was more, I would have read it.
It's that she doesn't do wrong. Like, her writing is just that good. So, yeah. We finally got the book. It's finally here.
Now
finally
I don't know
read
what
it.
to do in my life.
Yeah. But we want to know what you guys think.
Let us know what you guys are reading now. Or what are you guys planning to read? Yeah. Because I'm sure a lot of us are going to end up in a reading slump.
Yeah. I'm definitely in a reading slump right now. Yeah. But yeah, guys. And I know this is a long episode, but...
A lot happened.
We had a lot to talk about. And thanks for listening. And until next time. We'll see what book we do next. Since we're so sad.
Yeah. But yeah.
Bye, guys.